Welcome everyone to this month's Astrocolorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. So the idea of the Astrocolorscope is that in a moment I'm going to dip my hands into this bag of crystals, take 3 crystals for your star sign, individual star sign, and then I'll throw those crystals into a group of the 12 houses just to see where they land. Then I'm going to read the energy of the crystal, the color of the crystal, where the crystals landed, and I'm also going to take a bead from this bag to have an extra little bit of color or whatever else wants to come up from that bag, and I'll take a card from the Voyager deck tarot, and these cards are collages. So what I want you to do then is take a look at the card that comes up for you and see what most attracts you in that card. Then ask yourself, what does that mean? And see what the message is that comes to you. So it's a little bit more individual. So before we get started though on that part of our Astrocolorscope, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the aspects that are coming up this month for July. So the first of the month, between the 1st and the 3rd, it's kind of a little bit exciting because Venus is conjunct Jupiter. Venus is the planet of love, of course, and Jupiter is a planet of expansion and joy and luck. So these two planets are coming together. It's almost like they're giving each other a hug or a big fat kiss, you know. So there's a sense that there's joy that's coming up in relationships, happiness that's coming up. Your heart is being fulfilled. And also at the same time, there's a Uranus and Mercury aspect that's coming in. So you can expect the unexpected. Communications are filled with love. Then on the 2nd of July, there's a full moon in Capricorn as well. And with this, there's a Sun trine Neptune all at the same time. So it's like the universe is saying, let's have a great time at the beginning of July. This is a fabulous time to fulfill your heart's desires. So it's a great time to get married. It's a great time to propose. It's a great time to fulfill whatever it is you want to achieve right now that is close to your heart, because of that Venus energy. It's bringing love into it. And Jupiter, of course, means that great opportunities are coming up. So this is a fabulous time to make your wishes. And, you know, even though the full moon is about a culmination and a completion, it's still a great time to make your wishes and just open up to the universe and to the abundance of the universe. There's also the sense of, you know, pursuing a vision as well. And especially with that Neptune energy, because Neptune is about the imagination. And with the Sun, there's a sense of light coming in. So a vision that may have been blocked, or imagination, or if you've had writing issues, then it's almost like a dam opens up and that energy flows through you so that then your vision can be expanded. You know exactly where you're going. Your imagination is really hot. So it's a great time to write as well. This is a good time to write, especially as Mercury is going in the right direction for a change, right? So it's a great time for creativity, and again for that passion, whatever you are passionate about right now. Then the beginning of the month is a perfect time to get that energy moving for you. On the 6th, there is a sun that the Sun is opposing Pluto, and then on the 9th, Mars is opposing Pluto. So with the Sun opposing Pluto, there's an intensity, because Pluto is an intense planet. It's an intense body. So it's almost like, you know, you don't always get what you want. There's a sense of a tantrum that's coming up with that Sun, because the Sun is, oh, everything's fabulous, everything's wonderful, and then Pluto comes up and says, well, it might not be, because you need to transform something, you need to change something, you need to look at what's going on in your life, and especially with that Mars energy coming up at the same time, almost at the same time. So it can be a little bit of an overbearing time between the 6th and the 9th of the month. It may be that, you know, anger is coming up a little bit more, energy is coming up to be cleansed. Anything that you've stuffed down there, like irritations or or grievances, that may start to kind of come to the surface. But at the same time, that is an energy dynamic as well, especially with the Sun and Mars. Very hot, very fiery, and you could use it to your advantage. So this could be a great time to get things moving, to get action and heat and passion behind whatever it is you've wanted to get off the ground. So it could be like a little rocket that's being set under you to get things moving. It doesn't have to be negative, doesn't have to be challenging. Then we have the new moon that's coming up in Cancer in the middle of the month on the 16th. Cancer is the home of the home, so it could be around that time that you could start to change things around your home, move your furniture around, just like I've been doing in my office. I've already gotten that energy, and it could well be that you start to plan parties and things that will be more home-based or family-based, connections with your family. So then July 25th, there is a big aspect, a big shift, and that is Venus going retrograde. So at the beginning of the month, we have this Venusian energy, and towards the end of the month, it's coming up again. And when it moves retrograde, it's really about, going inside, connecting again to what you most want, as opposed to looking outside of yourself and maybe relationships. So also around that time, Uranus is going retrograde, and Saturn is retrograde. It's been retrograde since March. So it's like three big planets, three big energies are all moving in reverse. So if we feel into that, if we feel into Venus, which is that planet of love, compassion, desire, joy, and excitement as well, that's in Venus, and all of that is going inside. Saturn is again in that reverse mode as well, so it's almost like you're having to look at what is really important to you. And Uranus going retrograde, it's always a planet of the unexpected, but because of that internal energy that's coming up, it could be that the rug gets pulled from underneath you a little bit, and so then energy has to emerge. So it feels like there's a strength that's coming from that. It doesn't feel negative. It feels like, in the immediate instance, it looks like it's negative, and then something shifts, and you can see a new strength, a new gift, a new talent that emerges from you. That's the sense of it for me anyway. It feels like it clears out the emotions, but to clear it out means that then you find this new ability. Right at the end of the month, there is another full moon. So this is a 2 full moon month. So this is in Aquarius, and with Aquarius, it's a little bit more intellectual. It's a little bit more mind oriented. So again, you have that kind of emotions that are going internally. That focus isn't on the internal life. So your emotions could be a little bit in turmoil because you don't quite know where they are. They're going inside, and then there's this Aquarian energy that's coming up, and it's like a thinking part. So you may be like a fish out of water if you're a very emotional person, and it may be that you just cannot figure out what's going on emotionally, and you might just have to focus a little bit on the intellectual side and maybe where those emotions are coming from, how they are impacting your life, what you can do about creating a balance in your life. And there's another energy that's coming from that. It feels like there's a need to start journaling now as well. And journaling's always good, but there's a sense of journal, and then you can bring this new energy up and out and into your future. And September feels like it's going to be a little bit clearer, but August, this energy is still going on. All right then, so let's get started on the crystals for your star sign. Okay, Scorpio, so for you, you have this big chunk of black tourmaline that went into your first house. Your first house is about you, who you are, how you perceive the world. It's, you know, it's that number one, and it's an individuality that's there. It's interesting to me that the black tourmaline came into this. Black, you know, we think of black as being negative, but it really isn't. It's full of possibilities. So it has all the colors of the rainbow in it on a pigment level. So this is saying that you have everything at your disposal to begin again. That it's time now to stand your ground, stand up for yourself, be the person that you came to be, and you will be protected. You are seeing people around you that you aspire, with qualities that you aspire to, and there is a sense in this that you want to be someone that you just haven't been yet. And you know, the tourmaline is saying it's okay, you can become that person. You have this opportunity to move into this new state of awareness, this new state of being. This is a very strong stone. So it's saying that you are incredibly strong, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever area that is connected to. It's saying that you are very strong. And don't listen to others if they are trying to put you down or trying to discourage you. There is a sense in this that you need to see who they are and why they are saying things that maybe are not encouraging, that it's coming from their own fear and not because of you. It's not something that you're doing. Then in your fourth house, this piece of red jasper, a heart went into it. And this almost has that same message, because this is also about standing your ground and speaking up unbelievably, you know, even though it's a red energy. In your fourth house, it's about your family, and it's about your protective environment, what makes you feel safe. So with these two colors, the red and the black, it's almost like you've gotten some sort of anger or an energy that's there that needs to be released, like steam that needs to come out. And again, it's not to see fault in others or in yourself for that matter, but it's really to speak your truth. It's really to come up from a very grounded place and speak your truth. There is a huge shift for you this month, and it's very much about being your own person and coming into your power. But it's almost like it's not lighting up. So you haven't got this mass of yellow or anything that's coming in here. This is it's almost subdued. So it's a gradual kind of energy, but you have to begin it. It's time to begin. Then in your 10th house went this piece of bronzite. So the bronzite pinpoints your important choices. It helps you, you know, when you feel powerless. The 10th house is about recognition. It's about your public eye. It's about career. It's about being seen by others. And so this to me is saying, you know, it's time for you to stand up and be counted. It's time for you to maybe, you know, be in a place where it's okay not to take action or not to do something that you've done continually over and over again. And maybe you've covered the backs for other people. And maybe now it's time for you to sit back a little bit and not do that. With the bronzite, it has this golden sheen within it. And I feel almost as if there's an opportunity around your career, around your job, where you can make some really fabulous choices around the next 10 years about where you're going in your career. And you do not have to take action now. That's the whole point of this. You don't have to sort of move mountains right now. It looks like this is a gradual shift, and it comes very much from what you are deciding to do, what your choices are. So then, this is it's a very grounded stone. So there's almost a sense of feeling safe, that feeling of safety is coming to you. And then the color stone that came up is white, and it's like a little pearlized white. So I feel with this that it's saying that you are ready for a fresh start. You're ready for a new start, a new beginning. And that new beginning is coming to you. It's all over this reading for you. But I feel that you are, it's almost like there's a smile on your face and you're seeing the sunshine for the first time. You don't have to be out in the sun every day, all day. That's the thing. It's just a little bit at a time. Just take it easy. Take your time. Yeah. The card that came up for you is this one that's called Noah. It's got Albert Einstein on there, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? I think it's a Sage of Crystals. So look at that card and see if there's anything in it that most attracts you at this moment. And then ask yourself, what does that mean? What does it mean? So I see this crystal in this person's hand. And what's interesting with this particular stone is that it returns. If somebody said something bad about you, it returns that energy to them. So does the black tourmaline. It returns it to them. So, you know, and this is also, the red jasper is also a protective stone. So you are very protected this month. And I feel that with this particular crystal, it's saying that you will realize other people's stuff, what they're saying, anything that they're doing that doesn't resonate with you or is directed at you, you will realize what that is about, and you'll be able to let it go and you'll be able to move on. Okay, that's it for this month's Astrocolorscope. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do remember to grab my free colour kit at bit.ly/colour kit. And also remember that I do different kinds of readings on my website, sealwithlove.com. I offer crystal gem readings and card readings and soul guidance and all kinds of different things. Plus, I have a store.sealwithlove.com, where I offer all kinds of different jewelry, this bracelet and necklace and rings and lots of meditations and books, of course, etc. So I look forward to seeing you very soon. Do check out my other oracles, the Crystalscope and the Colorscope. Lots of coloricious blessings to you. Bye!